So again, wherever you are in this illusion of time and space, I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable, but to feel the connections. To feel the connections of all we have come to this earth together with, this community, our loved ones. We are the just right people for this moment because we are here. So in this softened space, why have you come to earth? Do you remember? Why have you taken birth? Why have you come to this moment, to this place, to this joy? We come to love. We come to serve. We come to remember and awaken. We come to walk in joy, to walk in peace, to walk in hope, to walk in love, to serve in joy, to serve with hope, to serve hope, to serve peace. To choose joy, to serve love in all actions. I invite you now to come out of the stillness. Enter fully the space that you're in. And for the next few minutes, with me to choose joy. I will today, in honoring the reality of a voice that is a little ragged, I'm going to share some inspiration that I have found this week as I've been doing my practices of not only finding joy and choosing joy, but my spiritual practice that leads me each week into what can I say? What can I share? How can I be of service in this way as I do my own spiritual journeying? And joy is really one of my favorite words. I have talked about the Book of Joy many times. Many of us in this community have read it. Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama talk about the practices of joy, the obstacles of joy, and invite us to recognize what that tiny 3-letter word might mean for us in our day-to-day living. So I'm going to talk about those two beautiful souls in just a moment, but I'd like to frame the inspiration that I found this week actually from Eckhart Tolle from A New Earth. And he writes in this snippet that I'm going to share the words they, but I've taken the liberty of editing Eckhart Tolle and turning that into we. People believe themselves to be dependent on what happens for their happiness. We don't realize that what happens is the most unstable thing in the universe. It changes constantly. We look upon the present moment as either marred by something that has happened and shouldn't have, or as deficient because of something that has happened or that has not happened, but we think should have. So we miss the deeper perfection that is inherent in life itself. We miss the deeper perfection that is inherent in life itself. A perfection that is already there, that lies beyond what is happening or not happening. Accept the present moment and find the perfection that is deeper than any form and untouched by time. The joy of being, which is the only true happiness, cannot come to you through any form, possession, achievement, person, or event. It cannot come to you through anything that happens. The joy cannot come to you ever. It emanates from the formless dimension within you, from the consciousness itself, and thus is one with who you are. It emanates from us, from the consciousness within. And from our dear friends, the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. This is Desmond Tutu speaking. Discovering more joy does not, I'm sorry to say, save us from the inevitability of hardship and heartbreak. In fact, we may cry more easily, but we will laugh more easily too. Perhaps we are just more alive. Yet as we discover more joy, we can face suffering in a way that ennobles rather than embitters. We have hardship without becoming hard. We have heartbreak without being broken. One of my little moments of joy this winter, well, this late fall moving into winter, actually finding the little book of joy. It looks at the lives of Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama as though they knew each other in childhood. And that is a gift that I'll give my two little grandbabies this Christmas. So I hope that they're not listening. But here is the powerful message from the Book of Joy distilled into language not only for children, but for those of us who love children and read to children and forget that we are children at heart. So here is the distillation from the Little Book of Joy. But when we sat still and breathed in the quiet, we noticed something beautiful. If you just focus on the thing that is making you sad, then sadness is all you see. But if you look around, you will see that joy is everywhere. And now I'm going to connect the dots for us. I'm excited that the spiritual education team took the wonderful choices that folks wrote in or shared about possible books for us for spirit groups starting in February. But it became clear in their discernment that there was something about this idea of spiritual practice for crazy times that is alive for us right now as a community. Many of you, I wrote about it again in the newsletter that went out yesterday if you haven't seen it yet. But we've been talking over time about this commitment to spiritual practices that the board took on of 2020, this amazing gift from my primary doctor out in Massachusetts. A way of simply seeing a framework for our spiritual practice. 20 minutes of moving our bodies. 20 minutes of quiet in prayer or meditation or reflection. 20 minutes of finding anything else that brings you joy. Phil Goldberg, in his book, talks about a couple of threads that feel important to me with our Advent promise of joy. Our spiritual practices are to help us face the crazy times we live in, and they are always crazy times. Jesus, our way shower, was a man of his time, a time also of destruction and poverty and injustice. And Jesus, the way shower, the Christ, is timeless in that message, that we are called to this practice of love, this practice of peace, this practice of joy. And so I invite you to step into that practice. As a community, we are only ever able to nurture our individual saying yes because we come together in community. And then we enliven and awaken the community in all that we say yes to. You don't have to do the 20-20-20 or the 5-5-5 or the 10-10-10, but I invite you to train your eyes and your heart to see as God sees, to discover joy in small moments, to choose joy in troubling moments, to find that beauty that Eckhart Tolle talks of that is inherent in our consciousness. It emanates from us. Find those moments where joy is revealed open your heart to joy. If you want to be a part of the email thread that is sometimes very challenging to unravel, let somebody know. Let me know. Let Heather know. The gift of that thread this week, as I unraveled it and started to see the tapestry, is the word that came to me yesterday. The tapestry of how this community has leaned into joy. The foundational joy of being with a loved one at the moment when they breathe their last breath in this realm is not the same joy as sharing a laugh with a good friend, but they are interwoven. And the joy that we build up as a practice in those small moments, tender moments of relationship, quiet moments of solitude that feed our soul, giddy moments of joy, all of those flavors of joy help us to say yes to the joy that is our birthright as beloved children of God. You are joy to me. We are joy to each other. Our moments of sorrow invite us to reach out to each other, to bring joy back to someone who has suffered a loss and is grieving. And in our small moments of joy in this community, that's part of how we spark being of service to the bigger world. It's not an add-on. It is a foundation. And as we prepare our homes and our hearts for celebrating that reminder that the Christ is born in each of us, because we are unrepeatable, beautiful expressions of the divine. Let us take that to heart as we go about our daily lives, steeped in the wonder of walking together, of remembering together that joy is our birthright. Peace is our birthright. Love is our birthright and our calling. May it be so, and so it is.